Special Operations Airship of the Septian Church's Gralzenritter, Merkaba. Merkaba Unit number 5. And 9. We'll take care of the ions for you for our part, just as planned. You guys be careful out there. Same to you, heretic hunter. Oh, pardon me. Thousand-Hand Guardian. Yes! In Sky the Third, it was established that he was the heretic hunter. Part of his duties involved hunting and killing heretics of the church. Now he is the Thousand-Hand Guardian, Shushbird, which I'm going to assume still involves killing heretics. And just as Wazzy said, it may not be your title anymore, but it doesn't mean you can't live up to it every now and then. I guess not. I gather that you delivered your new title. You were delivered their new title from the legendary Thousand Arms herself, Rufina Argent. It is very fitting, Father Kevin. Thanks. Sounds like a long story. A very long, tragic, fucked up story. But a really, really good one. Go play Sky the Third. But play Sky 1 and 2 first. That's not a request. Go play them. If you don't, I'll take a shit on your windshield. Don't be talking over me, Elvis. Don't ruffle your feathers at me. Hey, Lloyd. The going's about to get tough. You hanging in there okay? Crossbell's being in the spot it is. I wouldn't count on outside help swooping in to save the day. If I have one piece of advice, it's this. Don't forget the bonds you made along the way. You'll need them. The bonds I've made. Understood. I'll keep that in mind. May Adios watch over you, Lloyd. And give Ellie my regards when you come to her aid. Right. I'll make sure that I do. Cállate. What's going on? I've activated the optical camouflage. Keep in mind the effect itself is not infallible. Our top speed has also been reduced as a drawback. In short, if we tried to fly into a restricted airspace at this speed, the ion geared toward mobility would catch us in no time. We wouldn't stand a chance in direct confrontation. That's why we're going to have Merkaba Unit 5 play decoy. So what you're saying is, they'll give us the opening we need to infiltrate. Show us what the Grail's protectors can do then. Okay, Zyke, have you been able to talk this whole time and you've just chosen to not to? Now, I kind of connected the dots that... Bird. Kind of connected the dots that Zyte was a divine beast, since they tell the story of the divine wolves in Zero. Ion type beta. Anyway, they told the story of the divine wolves back in Zero, so I just connected the dots. The Ion beta looks kind of like a Freedom Gundam. That's probably where they drew the connection from. I really fucking like Gundam, by the way. We're in the finale. The path we choose. We managed to slip through, but from the looks of it, the land of Crossbell has already integrated with the Septarian. If we're not careful, the ions will come after us again. So there's a limit to how much we can rely on this airship. Correct. Were we to land, the size of the craft would readily betray our presence to the network of Pleromagrass. Exactly. So getting us on the ground is going to be a hassle. To combat that, I plan to use a blind spot outside the Septium Vein reaches. A blind spot. By nature, the Septian Veins' influence is large enough to span the breadth of the land. However, even among the streams of Septian Veins, there yet exists small regions free of their purview. I think I get it. So if we land in one of these gaps, we shouldn't be noticed. And that's about the size of it. As it so happens, the point we're at now is exactly the kind of spot we've been looking for. The sandbar on Ursula Road. It's the same area where that cryptid appeared. But how did you figure that out? That was a safe zone. Arbus and I already scouted it out beforehand, obviously. Once things in Crossbell went south, we went and set up a little parlor trick and made our escape. So that's where you went off to. How very thorough of you. To be fair, this is the only place like it we know so far. In the future, we'll have to find other blind spots where we can land. So, wait a minute. Was his host work him investigating and digging up information for the Septian Church? That seems likely. Now then, what's the plan? When he infiltrated the Schwarz auction, it was for Kia. Okay, I'm just connecting all the fucking dots. There's no way for us to get into the city. What with that barrier around it? Oh, I can get through the barrier. Get it? Because, well, no, it's getting over the barrier. Get it? Because that's the name of the combat song? I know, but still, I think it would be best to get our feet on the ground for now. I want to get a feel for what's going on down there with my own eyes. We can also use this opportunity to check on the situation at St. Ursula. Fair enough? Then descend we shall. What troubles you? I know it's a little late to ask, but why exactly are you going out of your way to help us, Zeit? There's a little something I heard about the dragon that appeared during the Liberal incident. Basically, you holy beasts aren't allowed to interfere with the fates of the Septarians, right? Just so. That is a provision of the covenant we have made. However, as the Septarian of Mirage has long since been lost, my duty has already come to an end. With those shackles removed, I am permitted to act more freely. Lending a modicum of help to the children of man should be within my bounds. So that's how... Okay, so you're just... you're kind of acting on a technicality because Kia, the Septarian of Zero, is the Septarian of Mirage reborn. Is that why you helped us during the Warhound case back then? You assume correctly. I cannot give you my indefinite support, but I can grant you my aid for the time being. So that's why he just kind of shows up from time to time. It's with whatever... He only helps with areas he can be permissible to aid them in. You may simply consider this a part of my role as a police dog, if that so pleases you. Sure, we're glad to have you aboard. That's right. The three of us are going to have to make do on our own for now. When you're ready to disembark, just let Arbus know and he'll take us down. The Merkaba also offers a few facilities at your disposal. Feel free to bother the crew for new equipment or supplies, or if you want to make use of the Orbital Factory. Wazi has learned the S-craft Akshik Arm. Yeah. He does not use an Enigma 2. You cannot customize his quartz. He does, however, have access to high-level arts. Be aware that Zeit does not possess an S-craft. Additionally, you will only be able to control Lloyd while aboard the Merkaba. All other members will be on standby within the ship. You will, however, still be able to manage all their equipment. $8,000 monies. Well, might as well. I'm not selling anybody's fucking weapons, as much as it'd be tempting to sell that. can rest in there if I want. There's Zeit. I'll go talk to him in a bit. There's Arbus. Then where's the Orbital Factory? Probably this way. Yeah. Do I have a better fire quartz I can use over seal? Invigorate. Gain CP by attacking enemies in the field. That also gives more to Earth, but 2 to Earth and space. Do I have one that's just 2 in here? Yeah, Septium Vein, but I kind of want healing. I know I'm going to get other... Yeah, you need to get your Master Quartz back. You had Crow, I think it was? Yeah, Mobius admittedly would be better for you, but Crow's been the one I've been working on. But it seems like it wants me to go Mobius. Well, sure, why the hell not? Space and wind. So now's my chance to go talk to people. So we're headed to St. Ursula Hospital, are we? Zeit, you needn't remind me. I was merely reminiscing. Speaking of which, we have been allies for many moons now. Yet in spite of that, I believe this would be the first time we travel the highway together. You're right. Funny how that works. Still, there's a first time for everything. We'll be counting on you from there, Zeit. Indeed. I look forward to observing your much valued leadership abilities as well. It's a good thing we found that gap between the Septium Vein's influence on Ursula Road before things went downhill. But from now on, we'll have to manually detect other blind spots around the state if we want to land elsewhere. The Merkaba is short-staffed as it is, so we're not exactly in an inviable position. I don't care. That much is clear. All we can do is take this one step at a time. Finding our comrades, bringing Kia back, even in the most optimistic circumstances, I know it's not going to be easy. That it won't. So for now, we'll just have to do things the hard way. Well, have you figured out the next course of action? Yeah, we decided what we're going to land for now. I have to say though, you and Lozzie bringing the Gralsenritter was a hell of a surprise. It was for the sake of deceiving the Archbishop Eralda. He is a detractor of ours due to an inter-congressional conflict. Simply put, the thought process was that no one would expect a Dominion to pose as the head of a street gang. You're damn right no one thought of that. Though come to think of it, you guys did name your group The Testaments. Not to mention all the crusades you went on. I suppose we did. I thought we would be less conspicuous if we were intentionally a crude imitation. I can't deny that. You doubled down so hard on your shtick, no one would have guessed you were as authentic. Anyway, are we good to land whenever? Yes. The spot we've been aiming for has already been pinpointed. You only need to say the word. Well, let's do it. Fred, shush. There is some grass there, but not large amounts of it. I take it the others are going to keep monitoring the situation from above. That's the plan. They're more likely to be discovered if they stay at ground level. Now then. In the name of she who dwells above, do I hold this conscripted septium. It's just like what Sister Marble did. I see. You're employing the Graal's thaumatology for this. Earth's amber glow, space's golden glow. By your congruent natures, form a new sanctuary to protect this chariot from ever watchful eyes. What is this? A warp circle capable of stabilizing the gap between the septium veins' influence. It is also invisible to anyone who hasn't been aboard the Merkaba. Impressive, no? In any case, it should be the last of us. It should last us for the time being. I'm speechless. I guess it's finally dawning on me that you really are one of the church's knights. After working with you for so long, it's been tough to actually picture you that way. Hey, I'm still cool and calm and collected. I'm still the cool, calm, and collected playboy you've always known, Lloyd. But never mind now. What's our next move? Should we move to St. Ursula? I'd like to confirm the situation there while we're in the area. It also wouldn't hurt to at least scout out the path toward Crossfell City to see what it's like. I am fine with that as well. However, be aware that cryptids have begun to appear on the highways due to the Pleroma grass. It would be wise to tread carefully. Noted. Then let's be off. I can see Randy there, so I'm guessing we're going to pick up the rest of the party soon. Examining warp circles will return you to the Merkaba. So you need to heal, rest, or get equipment. But I have no monies. It's still a fucking... It's still insane to me that Wazi, of all people, is a Graal'Zimmerter. That's still a bit surreal. Gonna be real. I'll probably end up fighting a cryptid at some point. Nothing in the box. I'm disappointed. Yeah, he does have crafts, but no S-Break. Phoenix Rush, Gale Force Fang, Alpha Roar. Divine Wolf's Roar causes enemies to falter. Bores through foes with razor sharp fangs, knockout by 25%. Phoenix Rust, it's just raw damage. Seventh shot. Just for my benefit, what was Crow at? Crow's also at level 3. So, regardless of which one I'm using, it's kind of irrelevant, though. Crow makes him faster. Mobius makes him a little bulkier. I'll quit with Mobius for the time being. I saw a shiny. Warmer. Which I think will cure Frozen. Yep, there's Cryptid. That one really got the jump on us. But if cryptids are appearing on the highway, there's no way any of the buses are running into the city. I can't imagine they are. Though I doubt the Defense Force would have much trouble coming and going in those armored cars. So without them, there's no way to get to the hospital. The citizens' health must be suffering for it. Yes, that is a natural conclusion. Ursula herself must be looking down at us in grief. Ursula? You mean the same woman from The Saint and the Wolf, and the White Wolf? Wait, don't tell me the White Wolf from that story was you, Zeit. The tale of a young caretaker who was marked for death by a feudal lord, that wound up inspiring him instead. She's considered a saint in the church's canon. Yes, and in life, she was a compassionate young woman. However, she did not lose her life as the story depicts, but rather escaped death. She would then come to marry the knight who spared her. In fact, their descendants still live in these lands. Really? Truth is often stranger than fiction. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I kind of already connected those dots. Let's get to the hospital. Oh, yeah, that fishing dickhead is gone. It's gonna let me fish. Okay, bird. Dumpling? No. I don't have anything that the Viking rod can use, even though that's not how fishing rods work. Look, over there. A Defense Force unit. They're guarding the hospital. Timing couldn't be worse. We can't afford to have those soldiers spot us out here. Right, it would be easier just to avoid them. That said, there are no way of knowing the gaps in their patrol routes. I believe Tio is within the hospital. What? Are you certain? Yes, I can pick up a faint trace of her scent. However, I do not believe there are other members of the SSS there. Don't tell me. Was she hurt? She's not there to be treated, is she? My nose does not... Alas, my nose does have its limits. However, I cannot deny that I share your sentiment of concern. What should we do? Save her? I may have a trick up my sleeve. If I pull this off, we should be able to confront the soldiers without them calling for reinforcements. Really? I should have known you already had a plan in mind. You flatter me. What's your call, Lloyd? Well, let's do it. Sapphire blue. This is boring. Why did we have to get assigned to watch duty here of all places? There's barely anything to watch. Quit complaining. Bannings, that fugitive from the SSS is still on the lam. Huh, what's a single detective going to do if he shows up here? He'd be done for. Besides, if he has any common sense, he's probably booked it from the state by now. Still, I heard that he had some kind of crazy monster bail him out. They say he ate up the entire 4th Regiment. You don't suppose it's true? Yeah, sounds like a lot of bullshit to me. But enough of that. If we're here, we might as well check on and see how Ilya's doing. She's still being hospitalized, right? Should be. She was banged up pretty bad back then. I hope she makes a full recovery. At least we can agree on that. Bannings! He actually showed up here. And just who are you calling a monster, exactly? Oh, give them a break. It's an easy mistake to make when you're in with your true form. I'd rather not have to fight you, but if you insist on making me force my way through you, then we're gonna have to do that. You cheeky little... They're outnumbered. Neutralize them. Roger. You are very outmatched. Yeah, strong. I guess it's my turn now. A medal from the Gralzenritter. Sapphire seal of mine, shining from the abyss. Join the consciousness silver glow, and confine unto them. What's happening? It is a technique employed by the church that utilizes the power of suggestion, though I sense that it is not the only esoteric force he is applying. Not long ago, you confirmed that a large cryptid was approaching this location. You managed to exterminate it, but due to the wounds you sustained, you decided to return to base. These are not the fugitives you are looking for. You made no contact with Bannings, nor were there any signs that he could be arriving anytime soon. No sign of Bannings. How in the... Manipulation to that extent should not be possible through mere suggestion. You might presume this technique relies on the power of your stigma. Ah, no keeping secrets from a holy beast, is there? Stigma. Yeah, it's not something I like to talk about. Really. Past traumas and so on. That aside, what I did has its limits. The effect will only last 2 or maybe 3 days at the most. We also can't rely on this too much. The Defense Force will be looking for signs of it once they figure it out. Makes sense. I'll keep it in mind. Wazi? Zeit? And there is my precious. Tio. One of them, anyway. You seem to be doing well. Well, that is some much-needed good news. Thank goodness. When I found out you were in the hospital, I assumed the worst. You're okay, right? You weren't injured or anything, were you? Lloyd. It's really you, Lloyd. She's still a child. What is that breastplate made of? Where have you been? I heard they put you in prison, but... It was all over the orbital net. They said that you escaped, and that soldiers were chasing you down. It's so worried. You poor thing. Oh, Tio. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. But I'm okay. Everything's going to be alright. Zeit and Wazi helped me return to Crossbell, so you can relax now that I'm here. Aw, isn't that so romantic? It's a shame we have to interrupt them. What? That's Ilya and Cecil. No, that's Fran and Cecil. I'm glad Fran's doing okay. Oh, look at that smile. I love her. Oh, I love her so much. Funny meeting you here, Lloyd. I'm so glad you're safe. You have no idea how concerned I was, Lloyd. Sorry about that. I know I've caused you all some grief. Anyway, you look great, Fran. Like you're back at 100%. Yep, my injuries are all healed up now. Have been for a while, actually. But because of everything going on, I haven't been able to get back to work. That explains why you're still here. Incidentally, Wazi, why are you dressed that way? And Zeit, what are you doing here? It is a bit of a long story. Long or not, they deserve a proper explanation of everything that has happened up until now. Huh? Did he just... What's the matter? You really can't... Yeah, because of Tio's enhanced cognition, this is just normal for her. Oh, I see. You've always been able to understand him, so you haven't noticed, have you? Zeit? Why are you speaking in human tongue? There it is. How did things come to this? It's all so complicated, I can't even begin to unpack it. To think this would happen to Crossbell we call home. Now I understand how the past of our state has led to the present situation. Both in regards to the crisis we're in, as well as what's happening to Kia. Yeah. Right now there are only two things I want. The first is to uncover the truth of all the unanswered questions we still have. The second is to bring everyone back together, and that includes Kia. There is a fucking glare on my screen because of the time of day it is. Would you expect any less from him? That's right. Even prison could not change the kind of person Lloyd is. With that said, I completely share in his sentiments. As a member of the SSS, but more importantly, as one of Kia's guardians, her family, I will be coming with you to fight. Thank you, Tia. I wouldn't have it any other way. Come to think of it, how did you wind up at St. Ursula of all places? I was brought here by Arios on Maribel's orders, I suspect. They divided the members of the SSS into different locations before placing us under surveillance. As for why, I believe they suspected that if we were all in prison together, we would band as one and attempt to dissuade Kia. Well, they're not wrong. In that case, we're going to have to search everywhere we can to track down Ellie and Randy. There's also the possibility that they could have been they're currently in Crossbell City, which would make reaching them impossible. Then again, the fact that Tio was here means there's a good chance they're elsewhere in the state. That's true. Assuming Kia is in the city, they would want to keep you four as far away from her as possible. I have a question. Can I come with you guys too? Fran, I want you safe. Where's this coming from? I know I can't fight on the front lines with the rest of you. But I can still be your operator, just like I was before. You mentioned something about using Wazi's airship to get around, didn't you? That's perfect. I can help you from there while you're on the ground. Please. Fran. Should we, Lloyd? Well, I'll admit the Merkaba is short on staff. We could use all the help we could get. But I'll leave the decision in your hands, Lloyd. Let's be clear. Right now, your sister's loyalty lies with the Defense Force, Fran. Coming with us means you're going up against Noelle. Are you really okay with that? Yes. Yes, I am. Obviously, I don't want to fight Noe. But even still, I have a job to do as a member of the CPD. I can't stand back and watch all of this happen to my home. I understand. All right, then. We're happy to welcome you aboard, Fran. Yes. Thanks for doing this, Lloyd. It's good to have you back, Fran. Better than good for Arbus. His workload is about to go down drastically. Sounds like everything is settled then. I guess this means it's time for you to head out, Cecil. Of course. Promise me you'll be careful out there. Sadly, there isn't much that I can do to help you directly right now. After all, my place is here at the hospital, but even so, I'll be praying for your safety. You took such good care of me, I owe you my life. Literally. Now, keep crying like that and you'll spoil that cute little face of yours. Come to think of it, Fran, don't you have things to pack before you leave with them? You should also prepare a change of clothes at the very least. Oh, you're right, I need to get all my stuff together. Sorry, guys. I'll get it done as quick as I can, so sit tight. I love this little airhead. She's such a ding-dong. Things will be much livelier on board with her around. Of course, part of the reason I was in favor of it was for the sake of the Merkaba's morale. One more thing came to mind. While you're waiting for her, why not take the opportunity to say hi to Donovan and Ilya? Wait, you mean that's right. They both woke up not too long ago. Sadly, Ilya is still in no condition to be on her feet. Inspector Donovan is recovering well, however. Thank goodness they're both doing better. I think it's a great idea. It'll starve our boredom off while we wait for Fran, if nothing else. Zeit temporarily left the party. Tia joined the party. Okay, let's get her equipped before anything else. And I remember she had... I forget what she had. EP level 2, I think. Yeah, there we go. I need to see if I can get a better... Actually, she's pretty good right now, and I like her having Fortuna. She had one that prevented mute and seal. That's what I need to go find. There it is. Forget what her other equipment was. I guess I'll give her the Machette strap since it's appropriate. I'm going to end this one here. Thank you all for watching. Join me next time on Trails to Azure as we look for the rest of the SSS and go save Kia. But until then, I'm the TheDarkSeraph signing off. Goodbye.